Hello, my name is Deborah Rosinski, and I'm Executive Director of Bainbridge Arts and Crafts. And I'm very happy today to be talking to Koko Jamison, who operates Studio Glow. She works with glass and neon and is very talented, and we're excited to have her work coming into our upcoming show called Glow, which will feature works that deal with illumination in various ways. So Koko, we're very glad to be talking to you today, and thank you for taking the time. I learned about you through Jen Ellick, who I know has curated a number of neon shows, and it sounds like you're part of a group that has shown together called She Bends. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, we're doing a show at the Museum of Neon Art in Los Angeles.
What was that?
I remember reading about a show in Los Angeles at the Museum of Neon Art that featured artists of this kind of loose collective nationwide called She Bends. So I wasn't sure if you were involved with that.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. No, I'm not gonna go to talk.
Just pretend that it's just you and me talking and there's nobody else.
I know.
And we're just two female artists talking about making work. Because that's really what this is about. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Oh, my dog's gotta get out here.
Oh, good. Tell me your dog's name.
This is Leo.
Hi, Leo.
He's like, why are you so weird? What's going on here?
Oh, Leo seems very sweet.
Yeah, so She Bends, I think it started in 2018. And a group of women, I think it started like with 6, and this started emailing around, and they had shows. So like 20, I think they had a couple, so it was 2017, so a couple shows, 2018, 2019. And yeah, I think there has, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I was happy to find out about the group and all the different artists working, and
well, they have a website, so you can get on the website, and there's just all these women that all make their own neon all over the world, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
so it's an Instagram fun thing. It's like, you know, really great to see all this work all over the world. For me.
Does it serve as almost like a support system for people for trading information in technique or process at all? Or is it more about showing?
I don't know. I don't know how they communicate.
Well, tell me, how did you get started doing neon? What brought you to it?
Let's see. So I was working with someone who was making a flat fluorescent light like from scratch. And they had a porcelain enamel factory, and they did 4-color process on porcelain enamel signs in the late 80s, 90s, early 90s. And so we were doing like the phosphor coating and putting the glass together, and you had to bombard it. We had to charge it with gas, which we didn't have. And we ended up out at Evergreen State College, and they have a neon department there, Doug Hitch. And so I just saw the people bending glass. I'd never seen anybody bending glass before. And it fit into our lab, basically. So I got to start the neon there. Gathered up all the equipment and just started trying to figure out how to bombard. So when I went to Piltech the first time, I had no idea how to bombard, but I had all the equipment at home. And at Piltech back then, you could just have free reign of the bombarder all night long. And that's how we all figured it out. It was just like
Wow.
all that.
Can you explain what that is? What's involved?
Bombarding?
The term bombard?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Well, if you have a tube of glass, you have to attach electrodes on the end so that you can attach it to a vacuum system, because you're going to take everything out of the tube, everything, all the moisture, everything that you possibly can, and take it down a vacuum, and then put pure gases in, neon, argon, and then take it off the system.
Mm-hmm.
So bombarding is hitting it with high voltage and low current so that you get the glass walls hot and release any impurities.
Mm-hmm.
And then you change it and get the electrode shells hot and take everything, and yeah, that's bombarding. I'm sorry. I'm not used to talking to anybody about this. So I just, I'm not going to explain. I'm sorry.
No, this is great. I mean, I have limited knowledge of neon. I've seen the different kinds of torches and burners available, and I know that they're designed to create different types of bends. And I've seen people demonstrate that, but I've never.
You never tried?
Never tried it. Yeah, maybe one day I can try it.
But, yeah, but so you kiln cast?
Yeah, I do. And I started by blowing. And actually, when I was a student years ago, we had a demonstration given by a guy named Bill Concannon from Northern California.
Yeah, he was my pill check teacher.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, in 1994, whatever.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one who really showed us a lot about how all the different burners work and how you plan with you draw out a paper pattern and plan for the tight bends and the gradual bends and that kind of thing. But you're doing really interesting things with like those chandelier pieces that we're going to feature, and making them three-dimensional, not using neon in a flat plane, but really in multiple planes. I haven't seen a lot of that.
Well, and it's more matching the transformer with those tubes, so there's no waste in the tubes or with the transformer, so they glow for a super long time, which no one cares about but me. But
well, it's good to know those things.
A long time.
Yeah, I love that they're like line drawings of chandeliers. You know what it is, but it's done in a very unique way, very different way.
It's also a fun way if you had a 4-foot stick of tube and you had a ribbon burner that was 12 inches long, like how you would hold it and how you would bend it. And it's still fun to bend. You don't have to be torturous in any way. So it's a really good, easy, fun, but it's also hard to bend.
Yeah. It seems like you're using free movement as you're shaping it. I mean, because the shapes are really kind of organic.
Well, there's a pattern. If you stand a different way or bend them a different, I don't even know how to talk about this. Sorry.
So maybe when you start a project, what kind of steps do you go through, from start to finish? What do you think about and how do you approach it?
Well,
like one of your chandeliers, for example.
Okay, so like the chandelier for this show is a certain size that I've been working on over the years, and so I have the pattern, and usually it'll be like a certain color I'm looking for, or maybe I'm only have a little bit so I basically bend to that pattern. And sometimes electrodes change depending on how the transformer is going to be. Oh yeah, so I don't have to start out drawing or with a pattern. I already have a pattern. It's more, yeah. And
Paper patterns or?
Yeah, paper patterns. I have to bend them in a group. Like I get a bunch of colors together, and then like this February, I'm just gonna do chandeliers straight. I can't like jump in and out of different things. It's like I got to get my chandelier head on,
Mm-hmm.
and that I guess that's maybe the thing about it is it, and it's and a different size is a completely different setup.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 different sizes so that I don't have to. I have 3 different patterns. That's so obvious. I'm just.
No, it's really not. It's really not. And I know people might assume that all the color comes from the gases used, but sometimes it's the gases, sometimes it's the colored tube. I don't
Sometimes
know.
it's the phosphor that's on the tubes, and sometimes it's the glass itself.
Yeah.
And sometimes so it's the glass and the phosphor and the gas.
Mm-hmm.
And since we live in Seattle with all the glass blowers, we have an infinite amount of color because we can use any color of glass that we can blow and bend.
So was Pilchuck a primary place where you got to experiment and kind of figure out techniques that you used?
I think Pilchuck was more all the techniques of all the people, meeting so many people.
Yeah.
I came up and took one kiln casting class with David Watkins.
Mm-hmm.
David Watkins, and then came back every summer for like 7 summers as cook, and then night watch was my favorite.
Oh.
So I was up, and it was back in the days where you could be up all summer. So I was up all summer, and so it was more summer camp. It was like a different whole thing than coming up for a class.
All the people you get exposed to, all the things people are trying, all the kind of immense exchange of information, and
Yeah.
not to mention the partying that happens too.
Yeah. Well, and I had a camera, so obviously pre-computer stuff, and I ran out of film, and so Pilchuck just gave me camera, and I just give him the film. And I didn't care what, I just like took all these photos, and I was taking photos of I can't remember their names, but anyway, big tall glass blowers, and I'd never seen glass blowing before in my life, and all of a sudden I'm here, and they're like blowing glass, and I don't know or care where I'm supposed to stand, and I'm just like taking photos, and I took over and over and over, and they were finally like, Koko, don't you have to get new film? And I was like, yeah, I don't care. It was like so exciting, and then all my film was what's it called? So I had
like double exposed, multiple.
Yeah, double and triple exposed. It was so cool.
Well, some of the first photos from when they were building Pilchuck, I think Dale and Ben Moore and stuff, they were experimenting with sticks of neon and light, and kind of like light drawings that they would film and stuff. So certainly seems in the spirit of the place.
Yeah. Or it's just like glass love. Like that material, like, I had been trying to bend glass in a studio all by myself, not knowing what I was doing. And then all of a sudden there was these, people blowing glass. It was quite something. Yeah. So actually how I got to Pilchuck was I worked 3 years straight for this startup, and we hadn't laughed or stopped working for 3 years. And my friend came by and she was like, well, when are you going to leave? You got to take a vacation. And I was like, oh, we're going to leave next week. We were supposed to take a vacation. And so basically she calls, and we didn't go on vacation because a kiln failed and we need to stay. And so she's like, I just went to this place called Pilchuck. You have to go up there. And they have a neon class. And so I called them up, and they had an opening in the neon class, and I left in like 2 days and just went. Oh no, they had an opening in the kiln casting class, and I just popped up there, never knowing anything about anything, and just was into, we were taking pieces of glass and putting them in the kiln and still wanting a channel in the middle for gas, so flux and gas.
It's
and so
4 o'clock.
it was all technology and oh, that was a good fast hour. We're still talking about my beginnings. Yeah, Applejack was pretty exciting.
Uh-huh.
I forgot what I was saying.
So you mean like sheets of glass, and you would
Yeah,
fuse
sheets of
together
glass.
and trap gaps between them?
Yeah, so we tried every type of thing where we made little pieces of glass, or then we channeled out channels in one piece or both pieces, and we got flux. And I would call anybody and ask anything. So I would call up Phillips and just say, where you want this and this and this, and they Phillips, and there was a couple people that helped us out. We ended up going to Germany and getting all these samples and seeing we were going to do electroluminescent because we were doing porcelain enamel.
Mhm.
You know what porcelain enamel?
Yeah.
So, you know what electroluminescence is?
Well, and the startup you were referring to, you guys were setting up a studio to work in? Is that what you were referring
So
to?
we did. We set up a studio and we made these lamps, and we got patents on them. So
Oh, wow.
in that time, it was when the first computers came out, and so I had one of the first computers. So I was searching at like, online for patent searching.
Right, with the
It was
sounds they would
insane.
make.
Yeah, and we so we got patents. We made a lot of different things. We went to Europe and met with the phosphor people and neon tube benders. That in Germany they bend neon completely different than us, and so we got to see how they put their phosphors on and how they bend their glass and how they
Mhm.
bombard. And
Yeah, what's different about it?
well, so they take a stick of glass and they have a single-ended torch and they sort of heat it and then they drop it. So we take a stick of glass and hold it in the fire. And so their tubes are larger and they're more just square cornered. But so they come out with these beautiful square corners. So you get super square corners, bigger tubes, simpler designs that are like neon positive. Porcelain enamel.
Well, it sounds like you're really using a mix of science and art and experimentation and discovery in what you're doing. And I really enjoy what I've seen of your work, and we're very excited to see it here in a few days. Right?
That's right.
Be sure not to miss Glow. The exhibition features 7 regional artists at Bainbridge Arts and Crafts from December 3rd through January 30th.